Be ready. 10 seconds to go. Start. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the recommendation on certain observations of the board with regard to the policy on children of our country is, really speaking, a very good outcome and a very good exercise. I have patiently heard the views on the policy as they were expressed by our Honorable Deputy Minister on the last day of the previous session. I also congratulated him for his attitude towards the children, but I would like to point out a few things on this national policy on children which is followed in other countries as well as in India. In India, perhaps it is a known fact both from the point of view of religion and that of ancient thinking that the child is treated as God. Usually, it is a common phenomenon both in the villages and in the cities. This symbolizes our devotion to children. It also indicates our expectations and our dreams about children. I could really appreciate that when we were under the British rule, we could not evolve a suitable policy in relation to children with a view to improving their conditions. But we are now a free country. After taking oath as the Prime Minister of Free India, Jawaharlal Nehru never forgot to mention something about the children of India whenever he spoke, whether on the occasion of Republic Day, Independence Day, or any other occasion. He thought that the country could have been built much more constructively if the children had been given sufficient care and they had been made to feel that they were partners in all our work. This was also the thinking of Lenin in Soviet Russia. Immediately after the revolution, Lenin used to speak about children on all occasions and say that they should be given due care. This resulted in the formation of the Young Pioneers Group for children between the ages of 6 and 14 in Soviet Union and other socialist countries. In all the socialist countries, this group is recognized, engineered, financed, and administered by the governments and given highest priority in the matter of development. Similarly, measures have been undertaken recently in Iraq also. When I was there recently, I could see that they have adopted the same policy. The first priority is given to them by that country. In our country, many organizations do take care of the children. Voluntary organizations and the state governments do provide them with many facilities. The recommendations are very nice. If we read them, they appear to be much more constructive than even the Young Pioneer Group's programs in the Soviet Union. But in actual practice, nothing has been done because of lack of funds. If everybody receiving a salary or paying income tax, wealth tax, gift tax, or vehicle tax is requested to participate in the endeavor to raise resources for children, nobody will object. If the general masses pay 5 paise per individual per year, we can have a very sizable budget and a very constructive and comprehensive policy both at the center and in the states. When a child grows into a young man, he talks of sports and games. Look at the budget allocation for sports and games, which would help the development of the mental and physical potential of the young of our country. It is a small amount in comparison to what they spend in Middle Eastern countries. In a country having 100 crores of people, that is the second large population in the world, children and youth are not given any financial expenditure support by the government. There is no compulsory item of expenditure for the promotion of the moral and cultural agents of the children in the national sphere. This work has to depend on some social organizations. I do not object to the participation of voluntary organizations. But I do feel that when a country proclaims itself to be a socialist country or a country on its march towards socialism, the looking after the youth and children should be the basic pillar of the policy of the country. What is the position in our country? The children are badly neglected. They do not know even their own parents. In the words of Jawaharlal Nehru, when a child is born in this country, it should consider the country as its mother, and the country should consider the children as their own. Do our children think of our country in that way now? Today, the looking after of children is done by the father of a church because they feel that is the way to serve God. Sometimes we give them prizes or we recommend their names to the United Nations organization or other authorities for the award of Nobel or some other prize. But do you think that a country like ours should depend on a father of a church for the welfare of our children? The moment a child is born in our country, it should be the responsibility of the country under our constitution and the rule of law as it obtains today. Stop